It's your man Jay Gray's report, and welcome to the 2013 college football season. Y'all know how we get it in, so let's get it in. Every week, I'm coming to you with the college football weekly preview on Thursday, and then on Monday, we're going to do the college football wrap-up. We talk about the top 5 ball games every week. We're going to keep it real or all the way 100, whichever comes first. Since it's the preview, let's go over the top 10 teams in the country. And I'm going to tell you how I feel about them, whether I agree or disagree, but we're going to keep it real. Now, if you're sensitive, don't watch this joint because I'm going to talk about your team. I'm going to keep it real or all the way 100, and you might not like it. Let's go. Number 1, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Boys are down in Tuscaloosa rolling. At this point, they're looking at winning 3 straight national championships. 3 out of 4 years they've already won. So now we're looking at, if they win this year, 4 out of 5. Oh, Don Nick Saban got boys rolling down there. I mean, it's to the point where everything moving in Tuscaloosa got to get Nick Saban's permission. Because boys are doing what they need to do. Everybody's in line, the police in line, all the restaurants in line, everybody's in line. So just let Nick and his boys do what they do. They're going to keep winning. But here's one thing. Nick may be vulnerable to some degree. They had the #1 defense in the country last year, but they were ranked 76 in pass defense. They were dull on defense in the passing game, like I always said, but nobody could take advantage of them. Nobody could exploit them. D. Milner is gone. So that opens up a hole. Somebody's got to come in. Obviously, they reloading all year, so it's still Alabama. But in order to beat Alabama this year, you got to be able to throw the football. That's going to be a problem, though, bro, because the front seven is still legit. Now, so in my opinion, go on and wrap the little crystal ball up, put it in a box, put the label on it, and get ready to send it to Tuscaloosa, because I don't think anybody is going to knock these boys off. Even if they lose a ball game during the course of the regular season. They got Texas A&M coming up in Texas, and they also got LSU. So they don't have anybody else on the schedule. So they got to win those 2 ball games. They could lose one of those ball games and still go to the national championship because they could win the SEC championship like they've been doing, and it is what it is. Now, let's move to number 2. Oh, the Ohio State is sitting at number 2 for the preseason rankings. Now, my problem is I think this number 2 ranking is a forecast of things to come, because I don't think that Ohio State is the number 2 team in the country. I don't think they're the number 5 or 6 or 7 team in the country. I believe that because their schedule is so dull playing in the Big Ten, and they can't do nothing about being in the Big Ten, but they don't play anybody until they play Michigan in November, last game of the season. So they can legitimately show up and be undefeated at the end of the season. Matter of fact, Michigan could too. So you can have 2 teams playing for all the marbles in the Big Ten, or getting ready to who's going to go to the Big Ten championship, and then they probably play each other again. But right now, I don't think Ohio State should be number 2. But it is what it is. Some old dumb mug from the AP put it in there, so I'm going to go with it. Now, number 3 team in the country. I'm going to say this name one time, and that's it. I'm not going to say it again for the rest of the season. The Oregon Ducks, better known as the Parliament Funkadelic. These boys got the sweetest uniform in the country, and they play like the Parliament Funkadelic because you still got that on the roster. D'Anthony Thomas is still on the roster. This boy got blazing speed, the high-powered offense, the Parliament Funkadelic. So the rule is from now on, when I say Parliament Funkadelic, we talking about the Oregon Ducks. Keep it real all the way 100, whichever comes first. Now, let's move on to the 4th-ranked team in the country, the Stanford Cardinal. Now, Stanford is doing big things out in Palo Alto. David Shaw is in his 3rd season. They've been to 3 straight BCS Bowls, unheard of for a Stanford Cardinal team. These boys are going to give the Parliament Funkadelic a run for their money for the next couple of years because David Shaw is running a program out in Stanford. Now, let's move on to the number 5 team in the country. Georgia. Let's say it with me. Georgia is Mark Richt's Georgia. These dumb mugs always ranked at the top in the 4, 5, 6 category. Always gonna be in the hunt. And when the big ball game comes, they gonna lose it. They gonna fall apart because Georgia is Mark Richt's Georgia. Don't count on these boys to play for a national championship. Don't count on these boys to win a SEC championship. Even though they got Aaron Murray, 3-time starter, 3 years in a row, threw for 3,000 yards each year, could probably do the same thing this year, but they are still Mark Richt's Georgia. Now, let's move on to the next. South Carolina ranked number 6. South Carolina, the old ball coach got boys looking good. Everybody's going crazy about Jadeveon Clowney, the best player in the country, probably going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. Here's the problem. He only played one position, bruh. He plays defense on the defensive line. He don't run the ball. He don't throw the ball. He don't catch the ball. In order to win, you got to put up points. Jadeveon Clowney is the real deal, but they still aren't going to be able to put up the points necessary to win the games that they need to win to play for a national championship. So we'll put them at the 6 or 7 spot, but that's about where they need to stay. Keep it real. Now, let's move on to number 7, Texas A&M. Oh, duh, Johnny Football. Now, I'm going to keep it real. Johnny Football is the real deal. I thought it was dumb that all the SEC coaches moved this boy down preseason to the number 2 quarterback, second team, as opposed to first team. Now, I know Aaron Murray is the real deal. He probably is the better quarterback from a statistics standpoint. But from a winner, from an energizer, nobody's better than Johnny Football. Now, I'm going to keep it real. If Johnny Football can show up and play ball, win ball games, and if he beats Alabama in College Station on the 14th, you might well start putting the Heisman Trophy banners back up and start hollering at him because all is forgiven in College Station if this dumb mug go out there and beat Alabama in week 2. But if he come out there and fall apart, turn the ball over, and be dumb, it's going to be a long season, bruh. Because he been out there acting a fool all at the ball games, sitting on the front row, VIP in it. I don't have no problem with that. But you got to show up and play ball when it's time to play. So now, fun and games over, Johnny. You got to get out of the hotel rooms, stop signing the autographs, and put work in at this point. Now, let's move on to number 8, the Clemson Tigers. Boys down in Death Valley, South Carolina, putting in work. Dabo got the boys rolling. Taj Boys and company doing what they do. Now, are they the 8th ranked team in the country? I don't know. We shall see. I don't know if I put them at number 8. That's kind of high, but we're going to roll with it. Now, number 9, the Louisville Cardinals. Now, Louisville, Teddy Bridgewater and company are the real deal. Now, they're moving to the ACC in 2014, but 2013, they still got to play that dumb Big East schedule. So they'll be right in the hunt.